Hey, hi, welcome back, friends. Welcome to B.ScIT MSCIT question and answer series. Myself, Guru, and welcome to the session. Today, we are going to see the topic from B.ScIT question paper, that is, how does the for each statement differ from for statement? So today we are going to talk about the loop statements, basically, because for each statement and for statement is nothing but the loops in C#. So we need to give a typical example also where we use the for each statement and for statement both. So this was the same question was asked in October 2010 for 6 marks, so it is very important question, so in terms of exam point of view. So if you have any doubts or any queries regarding this session or regarding this topic, please feel free to mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. so let's begin our session now. So before we get started with the topic, let's understand why loops are necessary in our programming. So because today's topic is about for statement and for each statement, and both of the statements are related to the looping statements in C#. So let's understand why loops. So my friends, let me just tell you, if you want to perform a repeated task for let's say n number of times, okay, for infinite times, then it is good practice to use loops. For example, let's say this is a starting point and this is my ending point, and let's say you want to perform a task which starts from here and end here. Again the pointer goes to the starting point, again it starts from there and end here. Again the pointer goes to the starting point, again it starts from there and end here. The same way, let's say you have a code which you want to perform repeatedly for a infinite times, let's say n number of times, let's say 10 times, then it is good practice to use loops. So loops are helpful when you want to perform a repetitive task. So that's why we use loops in our programming. Whenever we have some repetitive tasks, let's say when we have a set of code where we want to execute that set of code repeatedly for n number of times, then we use loops. So it is best practice to use loops. So this is all about the loops. This is the reason why we use loops in our programming language. Now let's come back to the topic. The topic is that how does the for each statement differ from a for statement. So before I start explaining you on this, differentiate between a for statement and a for each statement, let me just tell you what is a for statement and what is a for each statement. Let's start with our for statement first. So let me just open up my notepad now and let me just write for statement. Let's say you have a block of code, and you know exactly how many times you want to iterate that block of code, then possibly that is the right time to use for statement, because when you know exactly how many times you want to iterate that particular code, then it is good practice to use for statement. So use for statement when you know exactly how many times you want to loop that particular statement or particular code. So let me just show you the syntax first, about the for statement. The for statement starts with the for, followed by round braces open and close, followed by curly braces, and inside this round braces you need to declare a initializer first, like this. I'm just declaring a variable here, int I. Let me just say value 0. You can give any value, and after the semicolon you need to initialize a boolean expression now, like this, int I is less than or equal to, let's say, 100, semicolon, followed by you can increment the initializer variable I, or you can decrement the initializer variable depending upon the scenario. Here I am just incrementing, you know. Now in this curly braces, you know, you can have a block of code, you know, which you want to execute that block of code for 100 times, because I know that this loop is going to iterate for 100 times, because I know exactly how many times I want to iterate my for statement. So this is about the for statement, you know. This is about the syntax of the for statement. This is how you can use the for statement when you know exactly how many times you want to loop that statement. So now let's understand for each statement now. So let me just clear this. For each statement, use for each statement when you have object collection, list generic collection, and other array collection list, because for each statement iterates the item values from these collection list, you know. So whenever you have a array collections or list generic collection or other object collections, then it is best practice to use for each statement. So this is about the for each statement. Let me just show you the syntax now. So syntax for each statement, it starts with the for each keyword, that is for each, followed by round braces, followed by scope of for each. Now in this round braces, you know, we need to declare a variable. A variable can be of any data type, string, integer, you know. So I'm just declaring string str in array collection. So array collection, let me just declare as animal names. Now this is my collection, that is array collection of string values, is animal names, dog, tiger, fox, lion, panda. So for each statement iterates the items whatever present in the array collections. So this is how we need to use for each statement in our C# code. So this is all about the for each statement and for statement. So now let's go back to our question now. So how does the for each statement differ from a for statement? Before I start this topic, you know, let's see a simple examples, some actual example of for statement and for each statement by using the Visual Studio 2010. By using our console application, let's see some real-time example of using for statement and for each statement. So let me just open up my Visual Studio 2010. So it has been opening. Now to create our console application, you know, we need to go to the file, we need to say new, we need to say project, and we need to select console application. My language type is Visual C# and my framework is 4.0, and let's give a nice name now, demo loops. So our console application has been creating. So our console application project has been created successfully with some default libraries and with the nice namespace demo loops with a class main program with a static void main method. So first what I will do, I will show you the demonstration of for statement. You know what I will do in the for statement, you know, I am going to iterate my for statement for 20 times and I am going to display all the even numbers between 0 to 20. So I am going to do that by using my for statement. So let me just say console dot write line for statement. Let's say for int I is equal to 0, I is less than equal to 20, I plus plus. So now I'm going to print my even numbers between 0 to 20. If I mod of 2 is equal to 0, then print, that is console dot write line even number is 0, I. Now let's see the output. As you see friends, it has printed only the even numbers between 0 to 20. So we have executed our for statement successfully. Means what we did was, we have just printed the even numbers between 0 to 20 by using the for statement. So this is all about the for statement. Now let me just show you the demo for each statement. So let me just say for each statement. I'm going to use the same demo which I just shown you for animal names. We need to print by using console.writeLine. Console.writeLine, that is animal name is so as you see friends, we have successfully executed for each statement also. So we have displayed successfully all the animal names which are there in our array collection list, that is dog, tiger, fox, lion, panda. So we have successfully demonstrated for each statement and for statement. Now let's go back to our question. Now you have understood while loops, now you have understood for statement, now you that understood for each statement. You have also seen the example as a real-time example of a for statement and for each statement. So now let's talk about the differentiation between for statement and for each statement. Let's start with our for statement. For statement iterates the block of code, let's say block of statement, for a specified boolean expression, for a specified number in the boolean expression. Let's say if we declare 20, then it is going to iterate 20 times. If we declare 100, it is going to iterate 100 times. So if we know exactly how many times we want to execute a block of code, a block of statement, then it is best practice to use for statement. Now coming to the for each statement, let's say when we have array collection or list generic collection or other object collections, then it is best practice to use for each statement, because it iterates the item, it displays the items present in the array collections. So it iterates the number of items are present in the array collections. So it is going to loop till it is going to display all the values present in the array collections. So, and the one more difference is array for each loop takes more memory. Why? Because it iterates to the array collection, other collection list. So if we compare with the for loop, then for for loop is much faster than for each loop, and for loop takes less memory as compared to for each loop. So these are the basic differentiation between the for loop and for each loop. If you have any doubts or any more queries, you can mail me on gurumatrix2004@gmail.com. So this is it. Thank you friends. Thanks a lot. Yeah, have a nice day. Thank you.